And this is always worded wrong. It's always Arsenal must. Arsenal is now or never. It's do or die for Arsenal. It isn't. Arsenal is going to be here in 150 years' time. Do or die, now or never, is a... Again, we can't start... Words can migrate, but you've got to explain why they've migrated, and the majority of people have got to agree with you. I'll give you an example. As a kid, my grandmother, love you, Nan, love you, big Nan, but she would say, why do you kids keep saying things are wicked? Nan, wicked means good. She couldn't fathom. My nan's generation, the word wicked meant evil, horrible, cruel. I grew up in an era where wicked meant very, very good. And still, when I hear the word, if someone goes, oh, that person's really wicked, it always takes me time to go, oh, you mean horrible? Because my instant reaction means good. So words can migrate. However, saying something's do or die, or now or never, I don't believe the meaning behind those sayings, those phrases more so, have migrated. Now or never, do or die, Arsenal must. That means do it now or never. It's like when you're being married. And I remember seeing the wonderful KJ's face when the pastor said, does anybody here know of any lawful reason why these two should not be wed? And KJ just looked around for a second like all grooms do. They panic. And KJ has nothing to panic about because KJ is one of the most purest human beings on earth. Big up yourself, brother. But if you're watching and you don't know who KJ is, right? KJ is my business partner, works with me, a good, very, very dear friend of mine as well. Yeah, he's been a big part of the show. Do or die, now or never. They must. There is an underlying implication that we all universally understand. It's do it now or it's over. And if Arsenal don't win the league this season, Arsenal Football Club isn't finished. So it's a ridiculous statement. It makes not 1 ounce of sense to a man like me, and probably not to people like you. Clever, smart, articulate individuals. It makes no sense. It's soppy. It's silly. I do like this new flask I got. It keeps my tea nice and warm. I got this. I went to a wildlife sanctuary when I was on the Isle of Wight, where they take in rescued animals. They had bears. Actual grizzly bears. I've never seen a bear. I just stared at them for 2 hours. I was mesmerised by them. Very close as well, through the fence. I was about 3 foot away from actual bears. Couldn't believe it. So I bought one of these to help support it because they literally take animals that have been mistreated and everything else, and they help them. Anyway, I digress. It's do or die for Arteta. It's now or never for Arteta. Arteta must win a major trophy. And I think the framing of this conversation is very, very important. I think it's absolutely imperative that we frame this and we push this narrative correctly. Because I get accused. I've been accused just today. Oh, you defend Arsenal too much. I don't think I do. I think I push for what I think is the truth in football. I push for the media outlets to not lie to us. I push for agendas that if they're debunked or there is factual information that disproves an agenda, I feel people should yield on their proclivity surrounding it. And I stand on that. And I support Arsenal in that, and I support Liverpool in that this summer on a number of things, because I want to keep the same energy as I would for my football club, because I think and I hope that maybe, just maybe, it gives me a little bit more credibility when speaking about those things. I would have no credibility defending United against lies from the media if I amplify the lies about Isak and Liverpool this summer, if I amplify the lies and the miscommunication around Gyökeres. It would do no justice to what I'm trying to do. But Mikel Arteta must. And I stand on this. And there should be pressure on him to deliver. And there should be an expectation on him to deliver. I don't quite think he spent £1 billion. I do think that is a lie. You might say the better part. We actually look at the numbers here, actually. I'm going to add this all up while we're talking live on the air. So, I'm going to include Henkepaig, even though they've put his transfer under next year because it's an obligation to buy, so they've got to pay it, right? So you've got 52 million there, 293 million this summer. This is euros, by the way. 108 million the season before. 235 million the year before that. That was the Rice summer. 189 million the previous year. The Ben White season, 1.67. That is over €1 billion now. And then there was the 86 million the previous year. And then and then 8 million, the loan of Mari. So that is 1.135 billion euros is spent in pounds. That is the better part of $1 billion, actually. Actually, the true claim. 980 million pounds. So, ballpark, it is $1 billion that's been spent. Okay? And the only reason why I challenge that is because for years, Terry, why would you say that? Is it quite $1 billion? For years, people have said it was 700 million when it was 500. When it was 700, they were saying it was 900. Go back and look at people's content when they speak about it. They've often spoke about it in euros, but not specified. So they go, oh, he spent 800 million. Yeah, 600 million pounds it was. The same as some people say he's almost spent 1.2 billion. Well, he hasn't spent 1.2 billion. There's actually a huge difference between 980 million and 1.2 billion. You're talking the better part, you're talking about $250 million difference. It's a lot of money, right? It's another summer or two. But he spent a lot of money, and that should not and cannot be played down. He is invested. This summer he has been backed to be to within an inch of his life. And this is my message to Arsenal fans. By and large, you cannot defend him anymore overall. So there might be individual games where you say the manager got his tactics right, the manager got the system right, the manager made the right subs, but the players missed 5-6 massive chances. David Raya threw the ball into his own net. There are times where you can, of course, defend your manager. No one is making the claim that you can't. But overall, 5 to 6 years at the club, £980 million spent, one of the best strikers in the world, great depth in attack, brilliant midfield, I think the best defensive unit in Europe. And I'm talking the main 4 defenders, the keeper, and the substitutes, and the backup. I don't know if anybody's as stacked as well. It is now or never. Well, let me rephrase that. It should be now or never for Mikel Arteta. That does and should fundamentally exist at every single level. And I think that when it comes to the narrative around Arsenal this year, I can't tell an Arsenal fan how they should feel. I can challenge if I think it's wrong, though. I can challenge if I think that they're miscalculating something. If they want to feel that way, fine. You're a human being. It's your right. Feel that way. I think Arsenal fans, I get there is a propensity to defend Arteta because there are certain Arsenal supporters and rivals that give him no credit for even helping to get you to a point where the manager's in a now or never situation. You go back 5, 6, 7 years, there might have been some generations of Arsenal fans that felt they'd never even get to a point where they felt like they should be winning league titles. When Wenger was being chased out, this was about a team not being able to play well away from home against big teams, mount serious challenges, falling away from top 4 positions, never being taken seriously. Arsenal are taken seriously now. Yes, you'll get the bridesmaids. Yes, you'll get your perpetual losers. A lot of that is rival banter. Everybody knows how good Arsenal are. Everybody knows how much of a threat they are. That's why there is a sigh of relief and an outpour of banter when you do lose certain games versus what it used to be, which is just lost the opening game to Brentford. There's a fundamental different reaction from rivals. I know it because I feel it. So, look, I think the framing's got to be right. Arteta must. Maybe not so much Arsenal, but I'd love to get your views. I'd love to get your opinions on that in the comments section below. As I said before, please get yourselves liking, get yourselves subscribing to the channel. Get that bell notification hit as well. Really, really important to us. Thank you, people.